So as I told you guys, originally we were gonna record this off stream, but since we had to do Steam Key Roulette tonight, and of course I'm live for that, we are also gonna go ahead and just have the first podcast episode be live as well. So with me on the podcast tonight is Kosa VA.
How's it going?
It's going pretty well, Kosa. How about you?
You know it's going.
Busy life. He just drove a friend back from the airport, right?
Yep, yeah, it's a nice two and a
So
half
fun.
hour journey there.
Yeah. God, airports. Gosh, it's yeah. Obviously, completely
Headaches,
off
headaches.
topic of the Metagame podcast, but dude, yeah, airports are they're a bitch sometimes.
Oh yeah,
Oh
headaches,
my
headaches
gosh.
and a half.
Yeah, 100%. I have to fly out to California here in a month, associated with my work, and I've flown out to California one time before, and the day that I got to the airport, it was like an hour or so away from my house. Um, Found out that my original flight straight out to California got canceled, and I had to get a connecting flight first to the East Coast, which takes me further east of my home, to North Carolina, and then fly straight to California. So I spent like a whole day in an airport that I didn't plan for. So fun. I have
Oh
quite a
yeah.
few terrible air travel stories, but uh, some of those could be for a different time. So here recently, we've had a couple of major gaming events. First of all, the Nintendo Direct that happened about a week and a half ago now. Then the day after, or same day, same day,
Same day, a
same
few
day,
hours later, which yeah.
same day. Sony State of Play. Nothing from Microsoft. Microsoft is being
Yeah,
quiet for now.
not yet though. Tokyo Game Show is going on right now, so there might be something this weekend.
That's very fair. Hopefully, Kingdom Hearts news at TGS. If there's not,
Yeah,
a lot of people
yeah,
are gonna be irritated.
yeah,
Yeah,
hopefully. You know for sure that Final Fantasy VII is gonna be there, but
this is true. This is very true. It's just a shame. Kingdom Hearts gets no love compared to Final Fantasy. I feel like by Square Enix sometimes.
yeah, we've been in a drought for like a year and a half.
Yeah. The last thing we heard was that Missing Link and Kingdom Hearts 4 coming at some point, and now it's like that's the last thing we've still heard, except for
Still don't know
a
the rest of that
minor thing,
decoded alphabet.
in the Nintendo Direct about Kingdom Hearts, but no
Yeah.
games, no games, which is great. Okay, so let me turn this up a little bit more. Can we get one more audio check just real quick? I want to make sure that it is good.
Yeah, yep.
Okay,
Talking, testing, yep.
yep, should be all good. So, with that, of course, the Nintendo Direct did come first. So we'll go through. First, I'm just gonna kind of list off the minor releases that neither myself nor Kosa really have any interest in, realistically. First up, that the Nintendo team talked about was the Splatoon 3 expansion pass Wave 2, which is called Side Order. That is going to be releasing spring of 2024. For one, I've never been a Splatoon guy.
I've been meaning to get into it, and I've got friends that play it competitively that really want me to get
Really?
into it. Yeah, they say that like it'd be a lot of fun. It might be right up my alley, but I never really had the chance to, and I don't know. I think I'm just involved in so many games competitively, and now I'm picking up Mortal Kombat 1, so I'm gonna be playing that competitively. It's like I don't have the time.
Exactly. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like Splatoon has always, for every single release, just been in the background for me. It's always been a game that exists, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. But I think if I didn't play the first one, I'm not gonna play any of them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Even though yes, I eventually maybe want to get into it. Every time Splatoon shows up, it takes up like 5 minutes of like a 30 to
This
45
is
minute direct,
true. It's like it's
and
the
every
most loved
single
property.
time, yeah, and every single time I roll my eyes because I'm like, we could be seeing more headlines, we could be
Mhm.
seeing, whatever. Which I understand it's got its fan base, and I'm happy for its fans, but
Mhm.
and I understand that it is a good game, but like, it tends to pick up so much time during the direct.
Yeah, it gets a lot of love by Nintendo, which is it's very weird because I don't feel like it's ever been a super exceptionally well sold or like sure it did well,
Yeah, I mean
but
it does well, but like the Inklings aren't their mascots, you know. Like it's one of their like original characters and everything, but
yeah,
like and they certainly make bank off of it, but like you you know I currently work at a GameStop, and kids come in asking for Mario when it comes to
right,
Nintendo. They don't ask for Splatoon.
exactly, because they know where it's at because Mario's the
Hmm.
good shit. Next one on the list, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. I'm gonna be real. I didn't know they were still making Prince of Persia games.
I didn't know that they were making Prince of Persia games either, and I'm glad that they are. I will say, I kind of hate that we have this. I was just talking with a coworker about this. I hate that we have this trend in game design, anyways, character design in games,
Mhm.
where like characters have to have, specifically black characters have to have like the same hairstyle. 'Cause like you got him, you got Miles Morales. Uh,
Yeah.
that was the third example one of my coworkers brought up. But like the main character's design is something where I'm like, I don't really like it too much. But I'm happy that we're getting another Prince of Persia game. I might pick it up.
Mhm.
I might pick it up, but like Apollo Justice Collection is further up on my radar, so I'll get to it eventually.
Yep. That game is releasing January 18th. Then the next one, Horizon Chase 2. It is a racing game that they're coming out with. It is out now, same day as the direct. Um, I'm not too into like realism racing games. I don't know.
I'm gonna be real with you, man. If it's not Mario on the Switch, if it's not Mario Kart on the Switch, I don't want it. I don't want
Yeah,
it.
exactly. Like I played The Crew on Xbox 360, and I played maybe a half hour. Nothing expansive. IRL
Yeah, like
racers have never been a big one for me.
the only other racer that's appeared on the Switch that I remotely liked, actually only other two, was Crash Team Racing and
Mhm.
Hot Wheels.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
forget what
yeah.
the name of it was. Those were like the only ones
The
that I
one with the
liked. But
Batman
those aren't,
DLC. Yeah,
yeah, like those ones aren't really like realistic racers. It's
yeah,
it's
for
just
sure.
fun.
Definitely. Then the next one that was unimportant to both of us, Saga Emerald Beyond, which oddly enough is a game by Square Enix. Um,
Yeah.
the only reason it caught my eye, it looks like it's just another RPG kind of. It's coming out in 2024 at some point. I kind of wish they would stop making RPGs that aren't like, I don't know.
I
I feel like
mean,
a lot of them are the
it's
same, except for like Final
ye-
Fantasy and Kingdom Hearts.
yeah, I think it is kind of like we're getting an oversaturation of that style of RPG,
Hmm.
especially when it comes to Square Enix on the Switch. But
Yeah.
it's weird because I should really love that game.
Right.
I should really want that game because I love Octopath Traveler and I like triangle strategy.
Hmm.
I'm gonna get Unicorn Overlord when it comes out, but like that
Yeah.
like I should love it. I should want it, but maybe it's because I'm still a little sore about Kingdom Hearts not being native on the Switch or whatever, or the
Yeah.
oversaturation on the market. But I'm just not hyped for it.
100%. The only two things that caught my eye during it was one of the characters was called a neophyte,
Hmm.
which catches my eye because that is a from a quote in Kingdom Hearts. I mean, obviously the word exists, but
Hmm.
as a Kingdom Hearts fan, I know a line that contains that word. And then another character was called the King of Darkness, which I'm sorry, but when Square Enix makes a character called the King of Darkness, motherfucker, that better be a Kingdom Hearts game. Uh,
Yeah, I mean it's like yeah, it's one of those things where like I think that was another thing. It's like every time hearing those things, I'm like, the thing another RPG that you have that uses this stuff could have been native on the Switch, but
yeah,
you know.
exactly. Well, and I don't know, maybe bring in these ideas. If you want a King of Darkness, make a King of Darkness that's labeled that way in Kingdom Hearts or something. I don't know. I mean, obviously
Yeah,
Xehanort was there, but I don't know if he
well,
needs a quote King of Darkness. Eh,
it's more just a seeker.
this is, that's fair. Actually, that's really fair. Again, that releases in sometime in 2024. At least they have a date for when their game's coming out.
Yeah.
Next up, Detective Pikachu Returns, October 6th. Can I just say I hate the Detective Pikachu voice?
You know, same. Actually, I kind of prefer if it's Ryan Reynolds, but also, I'm gonna be
It's
honest.
too
It's
deep.
like, yeah, I'm also gonna be honest. Like, I don't care for Detective Pikachu. I don't care for anything from Pokemon that's not like the Legends games
Mm-hmm.
or the mainline games.
Yeah.
If it's not those things, I'm not really here for it.
Yeah.
And it's also I think I get my dose of like detective work and like solving crimes and proving people's innocent or guilty in either the Ace Attorney games or in the Batman games. That's it.
Sure.
That's all I need.
Right.
So
And I don't know. It's good that they want to experiment sometimes. Like, obviously, you get stuff like Pokemon Snap or various other things when they try to delve deeper into the universe. But I don't know. A deep voiced Pikachu solving crimes is just a bit
it
off
doesn't
putting
fit.
from the
It,
standard Pika Pika that you hear. I don't
yeah, it doesn't fit. If it was like an Ivysaur, then sure, but like
know. Yeah.
Detective Ivysaur isn't gonna sell copies.
No, it will not. This is very true. It will not sell anything practically. That would be very weird. Speaking of very weird, the next game, Trombone Champ. It is a trombone party rhythm game, which is out now.
I I should love it because it's a rhythm game and I love rhythm games.
It's like the
And
goofiest
I
rhythm
just
game you've
can't.
seen in a while.
Yeah, yeah, it is goofy, but like, and like the multiplayer aspect could be fun,
Yeah,
but like I prefer to play my rhythm games single player.
this is
So
fair. Which to be fair,
the
did have a single player
yeah,
mode.
it did, but the single player mode does not look appealing when I could just load up Fiat Rhythm Final Fantasy and be fine.
This is true. This is true. I can't wait for the day when somebody has a like perfect speed run, like hitting every single note perfectly of every single song in Trombone Champ. I think someone should do
That
it, not me.
that would actually be impressive.
Yeah, because that game looks terrible to do that with. Now, granted, by design, they even laughed like in the trailer that the way in which it controls is supposed to be laughably bad. Um,
It felt like something uh out of like Wii Sports or something like the Wii
yeah,
era of gaming, which is
exactly.
interesting.
Well, and like the Wii Music one
Hmm.
specifically, how much control you have over it and how it can be good. It could be bad. It could be really bad. Um, but yeah. Next one, Battle Crash. Uh, I viewed it as a League of Legends like battle royale game.
Yeah, I I don't know. The second I saw the gameplay, I just immediately my brain just turned off. I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like I played all of 1 hour of League of Legends back when I was like, I don't know, 15 or 16, and I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't
I
know.
mean, yeah,
No lifing it.
I mean, as someone who played League of Legends pretty heavily, back in like high school and early college, I'm over it.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
for
over
sure.
it.
You kind of have to be over it at this point. I mean, unless you got really good, you should stop playing League.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
my advice to everybody. Unless you're Tyler One, probably should hang it up a little bit.
Yeah, no, no, yeah. You should only be playing it if you're like sitting there winning like thousands of dollars at tournaments. Besides that, nah, hang it up.
100%.
Sorry.
100%. The beta for that game, if for some reason it sounds interesting to you, is coming out in October. Don't think they put a specific date on that. And then the full game is slated to release spring of 24. The next game, War Tales, out now. I think it's another RPG game.
Yeah, that was that. That was. I'm trying to remember. That was that open world one, wasn't it? Where it's like a
Might have been.
kind of a tactical RPG almost.
Yeah, I think that's right. I did not have
Yeah,
other notes about it because it really did not catch my eye. It was just
it didn't really catch my eye. It was one of those things where I started to see like civilizations being built in the gameplay, and I was like, I should play Civ 6.
yeah, yeah, exactly. You look at some games gameplay and it's like, wow, we really forget what we have sometimes. We have civilizations. Yikes. Speaking of games we already have, the Contra remake or reimagining
Yeah,
that they're doing.
I mean,
It looked like a decent reimagining. So from what I
it
understand, they're
looks
not
good.
just redoing it; they're actually, I don't know, fleshing it out more.
I mean, yeah, it looked good. It's something that like maybe I'll play eventually, but like it was one of those things where like watching the direct, I was like, I was not expecting Contra to make a comeback actually, because I
Right.
think the last time we got a Contra game was like 5 years ago.
It's
So
definitely possible. Yeah. This one is slated to come out in early 2024. I'm trying to think. Was it? It's not just the first game. It's like one through. I want to say it wasn't just the first one, right? I want to say they were
I
like
don't
both built
remember.
together, but I could be wrong.
I don't remember. I
Fair,
have to
fair.
go back to the
That's how
announcement again.
non-memorable it was, Nintendo.
I mean, honestly, it was surprising to see Contra, but it was like, okay.
Yeah, it was just kind of. It was there. It was there. Hey, it was there. Next up, Bandle Tale: A League of Legends Story.
Yeah, like
Not the
I
only League of Legends story we're getting.
so it took me by surprise because at first I thought that it was like a continuation of Drawn to Life because it looked exactly like that game.
Yeah, it looked similar.
Yeah. I was excited for a second. I was like, oh my God, Drawn to Life, Drawn to Life. And then it was like, oh, League of Legends. I was like, oh, okay.
Right. Yeah. That one and Song of Nunu, another League of Legends story.
Oh yeah,
Those
yeah.
are
That one I didn't pay attention to that one at all, to be honest.
yeah, I don't know. I struggle with League of Legends stuff. I just do. So I yeah. Yeah. Bandle Tale is coming out in 2024. Song of Nunu November 1st of this year. It is what it is. I'm not going to play them. I probably don't know anybody who's going to play them. That's just
Yeah, I mean, I might play Bandle Tale just because it reminds me so much of Drawn to Life, but at that point, I might just play Drawn to Life again.
right, exactly. Go back to the good stuff, to be honest. Speaking of usually good stuff, neither of us were super interested in it this time around. WarioWare Move It, November
Yeah,
3rd, 2023.
I I think I'm good on WarioWare for a while. Like, it's weird because we went like a while without getting a WarioWare game, and everyone's wondering where's WarioWare, and then we got like two of them on the same console. And like, I get the appeal of Move It. It's taking advantage of like all the IR controllers and everything, and I respect it. I
Right.
respect it a lot. But I'm gonna stick with WarioWare. Get it together. That's my WarioWare game for the generation. I'm good.
This is fair. This is fair. Next up, Ayuden Chronicle 100 Heroes. The only note I put down was one of the characters was named Noah, which my name is Noah, obviously. But the spelling of it was Nowa, and I'm highly offended.
Yeah, I saw that. It was an interesting spelling. The concept looked very interesting, and it's one of those things where like I've got so much of a backlog that maybe I'll get around to like buying that at some point, but like it's not high on my priority list. It's if I happen to see it like some years down the line, it's like, oh yeah, I remember hearing about that game. Maybe I'll check it out. But
I guess the question is, how many Chronicle games will we get until people realize you cannot redo Xenoblade? I don't know. I feel like anytime you throw Chronicle in your title, at least in this decade, people are gonna be like, "Is that like Xenoblade or something?
yeah,
Is that related?" Ayuden Chronicle. That's as unique of a name as Xenoblade. To be fair.
it is, but
So anyway, April
it
23rd
yeah.
of 2024 is when that's coming out. Uh next, Eastward Octopia is coming out this holiday. It is a DLC for the base game Eastward that you don't have to complete the base game to play the DLC. That is one thing that they said specifically, uh, for some reason.
Yeah, I mean it looked interesting, but like
Yeah.
I don't
It
know.
looks
'Cause that was that farming. That was like that farm sim looking one, wasn't it?
I think I think so.
Because I mean, if it's the one I'm thinking of, I mean, I've got Harvestella already. I'm good on farm sims for a while.
This is fair. Next up, so this is one I've actually seen advertised on other platforms as well. But Dave the Diver. It's one where you
Yeah,
dive into the ocean, kill fish or like hunt fish and all kinds of stuff, and then you have a sushi bar on land with what you killed.
it hit me with that same absurdity as like a Katamari game, and like
That's fair.
I I like that absurdity, but like I don't know. I think it was mainly like it might have been a combination of the art style or maybe just the
Yeah.
like mundane gameplay, which I can't say anything because I like Animal Crossing and I'm excited for another game that's going to be listed later. But
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's definitely it could be one that ends up being a gem that like for some reason pops off and then people are like, "Wow, this actually was a really fun, rewarding experience. I'm glad that I played this." Um it doesn't interest me that much. I mean, I could see it out of all of the other games that didn't pique my interest. This one could be up there. But
hmm
but yeah. Next up, Among Us. The fungal map is coming out in October.
I was so mad when I saw that they were using time in a Nintendo Direct for Among Us.
Yeah.
I was
Also, Dave the
so
Diver,
mad.
October 26th, but the demo's out now. Yeah. Among Us in a Nintendo Direct. Inner Sloth, you have done it again.
Like
You mad
understood
fiends.
I understood when they were announcing that it was coming to Switch. It's like, okay, that's cool. That's your announcement trailer. But like using time during the direct for a whole map announcement. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
hardly
It.
anyone that's watching your direct is playing Among Us.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, except for the kids, but sure. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but like most of the kids, it was like what 10 a.m. Most of the kids are in school at that point. They
This
shouldn't be
is
watching your
true. It was a
direct.
bad time for a Nintendo Direct for Among
Yeah,
Us.
yeah.
Yep. All right, so that is the last of the games from the Nintendo Direct that we do not particularly care about. Now it's time to get into the ones that do have at least some interest to us. The first one in order in the Direct is Mario versus Donkey Kong. Now, I still own, the March of the Minis and Mario vs. Donkey Kong, March of the Minis 2, whatever. Those ones, which are okay puzzle games, but they're a bit limited by their controls, I feel like. But this one appears, from what they're showing, to be an open movement puzzle platformer.
And I'm gonna be honest, I've never played a Mario versus Donkey Kong game, but like I've always been interested to play them, and so seeing that, and not just seeing that, but also seeing that Donkey Kong is finally getting a new game after all this time, yeah, I gotta support it. I guess.
Yeah. And if it is open movement, like, okay, with March of the Minis, when you send the minis in one direction, they just keep going. You don't get to like control them, whatever. But since you're controlling Mario individually, I want to say that this feels almost like what would be a 2D Captain Toad in a way.
Yeah, yeah, no, I mean it's like a more contained traditional Mario game.
Yeah, 100%. And I'm all down for it. Probably, I might get this one. February 16th, 2024. It could be good. Then next one, Super Crazy Rhythm Castle is one that you are interested
I
in.
Oh my God, I can't explain how excited I am for that one. The second I heard Smooch, which anyone who was in the rhythm game community in like the early 2000s, maybe like early 2000s era, uh, probably knows that song. And like I hadn't heard that song in like a decade. And
Mm-hmm.
hearing that and seeing that familiar track design for the rhythm game there, oh yeah, no, that was immediately I'm getting it. And I went to work. after the direct and immediately pre-ordered it. That was
Nice.
oh, I'm so excited for it.
Yep. So it appears to be a puzzle rhythm game, and it is coming out on November 14th. So you don't have to wait too long for it.
Oh yeah.
Then the next one, Spy X Anya, Operation Memories.
So I mentioned that like I complained about like Dave the Diver's like mundane looking gameplay. This has the most mundane gameplay ever, but I love Spy Family. So
Oh,
I gotta get it. I love that anime so much, and the
okay.
and the manga.
That's fair.
I gotta get it.
That's very fair. So it looked like it was a photo diary story game.
Yeah, it seems to be more of like a day to day like kind of like completing daily tasks, like a more linear Animal Crossing, I guess.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that will be coming out in 2024. Next one, the Super Mario RPG remake. This is coming out November 17th. I'm fairly excited for this. I'm fairly certain that I will end up getting this. I started looking around on eBay. I want to get the original, play that, then play the new one. That probably won't
I
happen
got
because the original game is like $100 something, and goodness
yeah. I
gracious,
mean,
but the game holds up.
it is nuts how much money some of these aftermarket Nintendo games are, but yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna get this. I saw I saw that initial reveal they did like
Mm-hmm.
earlier this year and
Yep.
was immediately excited by that.
100%.
Uh, saw the cover art, and a lot of people complained about how basic the cover art is. It's literally the Japanese cover art, and
Right.
I would not have it any other way.
Exactly.
Um, and the more gameplay we see of it, the more I see how much they've enhanced this game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, day one I'm there.
Yep. 100%. Um, so they have added. They've not only remastered the game, which it also appears as though the soundtrack is remastered. Which for Kingdom Hearts fans, having Yoko Shimomura making the best Mario music, maybe of all time, uh, it could be really, really good. I really hope Yoko is the one working on it for this one. Um, in the remastering process, because a lot of the songs seemed similar to the original, so it'd be a little bit shocking if they didn't get her on it. Um, but yeah, they've added new moves, new combat stuff, the ability to refight bosses. They've added quite a few features that are probably to flesh out the game more and make it a bit of a different experience, hopefully a better experience. Somehow,
Absolutely.
somehow.
Now I just need them to go and complete the uh, I guess the Triforce of Mario RPGs and give us a Mario and Luigi RPG game now on the Switch. Need that.
This is fair. Are there really none?
There are none. There's the one that's
Wow.
on the GBA Online app, but that's it.
Wow. Dang. Yeah, that's actually a little bit crazy, especially with how many there were on like DS and 3DS. I think
Hmm.
it'd be easier. But hey, with how many remakes there are, we'll see.
One can hope. One can hope.
Yeah. The next game, Another Code Recollection. This is a sequel to Trace Memory. And I believe it is a double pack that they're having
So
out.
right, so they're doing a remake of Trace Memory, and then they're doing they're finally releasing the sequel overseas, which first game was great.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it's definitely a deep cut for Nintendo. So like anybody that's like a game collector is gonna want to pre-order that game because you're not gonna find it on shelves after it releases because of how deep of a cut it is.
Yeah,
Um, it's something that came out of left field, but it's certainly a welcome surprise.
that's good. And that will be coming out the January 19th of 2024. So not too far away. Let's see. The next one, Princess Peach Showtime, coming out March 22nd of 2024. I don't know how I feel about this game.
Same. The more I see of it, the more cautiously optimistic I am.
Yeah.
I'm probably still gonna get it. But it's I don't know. I don't know. It's an interesting thing.
So it to me, in the way that it relates to the Mario universe, feels a lot like Luigi's Mansion. Not in gameplay, anything like that, but I feel like Luigi's Mansion is to the Mario universe what Princess Peach Showtime is going to be to the Mario universe. Very loosely connected in concept and characters, and that's about it. It's going to have its own gameplay style, 4+ transformations. I saw a fifth one in like the background of one of the screens. I don't know. It just seems like it's going to play very on rails
Mhm.
and quite different from anything we've seen from that IP. So it could be okay.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll
I
see.
think it's nice trying new things, so we'll see.
Yeah. Next one, Tomb Raider 1 through 3 remastered.
Golly, if I could. Pre-orders haven't gone up for it for a physical copy yet, but pre-orders are up for the digital version, and golly, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah.
Like
It.
I was already sold on it when they were starting to show gameplay, but then they showed that you can switch between the new graphics and
Mm-hmm.
music and the old graphics and music, and that sold
That
me
definitely is a good
immediately.
feature with a remake. 100% a good feature. It. I've never really played the Tomb Raider games at all, ever. So it is interesting, though I'm not too interested in it personally myself. But if you are,
That's
you
fair.
can get it
That's
February
fair.
14th of 2024. Next up, this is one that you talked about a little bit earlier, Unicorn Overlord.
Yes. So, a nice like tactical RPG being made by Atlas of all people, the people who do the Persona games. Um, I'm
Yep.
quite excited for this. I want to see what their take is on the tactical RPG scope of things, and I'm so excited to actually end up pre-ordering the collector's edition. So
Nice.
I'm excited
Very good.
for it.
Awesome. And if you guys would like to pre-order it, obviously you can go do that now, as the game will be coming out March 8th of 2024. Next up is Luigi's Mansion 2 HD remake for Switch. So this was originally a 3DS game that they're bringing to the Switch. I'm a little disappointed that they're not bringing over Luigi's Mansion 1.
I'm a little disappointed in that as well, but I figure it'll eventually come. I'm hoping it will, anyways, because then it would be nice to have all three of the Luigi's Mansion games on one system. It'd
Mm-hmm.
be nice to have all three of the Metroid Prime games
That's
on
fair.
one system. But uh, I'm happy about it because I missed out on the 3DS.
Mm-hmm.
It came out like right after I got rid of my 3DS, so.
Ah, yep,
I'm looking forward to being able to actually experience it for the first time.
yep. There will be 4-player co-op. It appears a 4-player co-op mode. I will ask this: do you think Luigi's Mansion 1 on Switch would get a full remaster, remake, whatever, or would they announce a GameCube online play similar to NES, SNES, N64, um, GBA? Which way are they gonna do it?
I think personally, I'm gonna go throw a Hail Mary and say that they're gonna do neither. I think they're gonna do, or actually, I think they're gonna do both rather.
Both.
You're gonna get a remaster that has improved controls and maybe slightly remastered visuals, and
Mm,
that's gonna be a selling point for people who already have it through the Nintendo Online who are just experiencing the original version.
okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Definitely could. Definitely could. Next up, the this isn't a game, but the Nintendo Museum will be opening up in Japan in March of 2024. Uh,
Yeah,
a lot of people got debated.
yeah. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. It's one of those things where like we're first hearing about it, I'm like, what does Nintendo really have to show off in a museum that you can't find anywhere else? And I'm like, well, yeah, Nintendo did used to be a toy company, so
This is
they
true,
got that.
and they could have like every single GameCube ever.
every single GameCube, you could have concept versions of consoles in there. So
True.
there's stuff.
Definitely could be good. The comment I was making about the debated thing. So when they first showed the block on the top of the building, they were playing Mario Galaxy music. And
Oh man,
from what
yeah.
I'm understanding, a lot of people across the internet, while that was happening on various live streams and such, were freaking out thinking it was a Galaxy 3 trailer.
Yep. I know some people were thinking it was Galaxy 3. I know a couple of my friends thought that we were finally gonna get Galaxy 2 on Switch, but
I'd love that. Yeah,
yeah.
one of my favorite games ever is Mario Galaxy 1, Galaxy 2. God, played those on Wii so many times. Absolutely fantastic with the weird lore of the dudes on the cliff and shit. Like I was in it. I was in it. And
Hmm.
3 would be great, or a remaster of 2 would be fantastic. Just whatever they want to give me, I want more Galaxy. I want more Galaxy. Just give it to me. I will pay money. I want more Galaxy. Yeah. But no, Nintendo Museum. Hey! So that is what it is, I guess. Next up, another thing that is not a game, but it does relate to quite a few games, are the amiibos. So November 3rd, the Tears of the Kingdom, Zelda, and Ganon amiibos will be releasing, which is pretty neat. Then January 19th of 2024, the only reason I wrote this down is because they said my name again, but at least they spelled it right. The Noah and Mio ones from Xenoblade Chronicles 3 will be coming out. Then the big one, the only KH news we've gotten since the 20th anniversary announcement of Missing Link in KH4, the Sora amiibo.
I am only upset because that amiibo is not up for pre-order anywhere yet. But
Yeah,
once it goes up,
10. 10 of
I've
them.
already figured. Yeah, I'm getting at least two. One
Yeah,
to open, one to keep in the box.
this is
That's
fair. This is extremely fair. I'm a little bit miffed that it took them 2 years to announce that it's coming out in 24.
I'm just glad that I get to laugh in everyone's face that said that we weren't gonna have the Mickey emblem on the thing.
Is there a Mickey emblem on it?
There is. They kept the
Uh,
keychain.
oh, well, yeah, I guess that's fair. If they got it in the game, surely they'd have to keep it for the
Yeah,
keyblade
yeah. I mean,
itself. And
I was telling one of my coworkers like it's based off of one of Nomura's original renders for the character. Of course, they got to keep the keychain.
right. Well, and it's in the game. So
Right.
obviously, and we got to keep this in mind because in one of the is it Fumetsu Hito interviews that Nomura did, he said that he was the more stringent party, that he
Yep.
cared more than Disney did about the depiction of Sora. Now, granted, as Kingdom Hearts fans, maybe we're not shocked that Disney didn't care that much.
Right.
But
But at the same time, they do have to be in the talks because
mhm.
technically Sora is a Disney character.
Oh,
So,
of course. But yeah, Nomura being the more stringent party is not a shocker to me, given the way that he
mhm.
approaches everything. But definitely very glad that the amiibo is finally coming out. It took way longer than it took for Kazuya's amiibo to be announced. Just saying, Sora's. I want to say that Sora's is one of the longest periods of time that it took for them to announce the amiibo for it.
Oh yeah. People started to think that we were never gonna get it, and I'm like, well,
Yeah.
you can't do that because then you don't have the full roster. My only complaint is
Mhm.
that we aren't getting an amiibo or an alternate form amiibo that's like his Kingdom Hearts 2 outfit, similar to how Cloud had his Player 2 amiibo. But
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe there will be. I'd be down to buy
well,
the whole fucking line of 8.
oh yeah, no. If they
100%.
did one for every single one, oh, 100%, I would buy
Yeah,
all of them.
exactly. Yeah, and it's actually very funny because a like week and a half before this was announced, I was in a GameStop with my girlfriend for some goddamn reason. We were looking at like random ass Switch games, and I remember looking at the amiibos and going, Oh yeah, that's one of the most disappointing things is that there's no Sora amiibo. And then to have that announced so close to that conversation was pretty nice. It was nice. It was
Yeah,
good.
yeah. No, I figured it was gonna be announced the second that they were like, "Oh, there's Tears of the Kingdom reveals." I was like, all right, here comes the Sora one,
Right, exactly.
please."
Exactly. So 2024, my guess is that the moment they go on pre-order, Square Enix is going to be saying something about a video game for Kingdom Hearts. Because I think the amiibo will come out on the same day as a game or on the same day as an announcement for a game.
That's
Probably missing Link.
entirely fair. That's entirely fair. Yeah, I mean,
Nomura likes his timing. He
uh,
might have made him wait 2 years
he
for a reason.
he does, he does. Maybe they could time it with a native release of Kingdom Hearts for the Switch. I'm never gonna stop puffing that
Keep
copium.
dreaming.
I'm
Keep
never gonna stop.
dreaming. Those
I'm
games are
never gonna stop.
huge. You'll never fit that on a Switch.
Yeah, PS2 games are huge. Okay.
Oh, the remasters are. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, they're PS3
1.5 and
games. Okay.
2.5, those are a bit big. The collections are
Yeah.
like 60, 70 gigabytes a piece.
But
KH3 is
Nier is
like
on the Switch.
100. You said what?
But Nier is on the Switch.
I wouldn't know shit about that. Not a Nier fan.
Yeah, well, fair enough. Nier is a lot more intense than a Kingdom Hearts game, and they somehow made it one of the best ports on the system. And
Well,
it
because
came out a month after they were like, "Oh yeah, we got to bring these over via cloud. It's the best way to bring them over." It's like you
but with the base
lazy
storage
little.
of a Switch, 70 gigabytes plus 70 gigabytes plus another like 90 to 100 gigabytes, and then the rhythm game. You're talking about a lot of storage.
So no, that's the thing. They just compress it. That's what they've done with all the different ports. They just compress things down. They get like a third-party company to actually compress their files further so that it'll fit on the system.
A
The
third
main
party company
reason
touching a Disney or Square Enix property?
that's what they did with Nier.
I
The
guess that's
the
fair.
the main reason why they didn't do it though, and it upsets me so much, is because they said it would be too expensive to make the game cards to put the game on there.
Then make it digital. We'll
That's
download it.
what I'm saying. That's what
We'll
I'm
download it.
saying. I'll download it.
I'll download that bitch.
Right.
Just make it so I don't have to stream it. I'll download it.
Right. Like so I will never stop huffing that copium. I will never
Yeah.
stop with that.
Yep. Then next, F-099 Battle Royale racing game.
I'm ecstatic. Let me start by saying I'm ecstatic that
Yep.
we're getting a new F-Zero thing. I said that I would scream if something F-Zero was announced, and I did.
Nice.
However, however,
Oh.
the fact that it's just a 99 game.
I mean, the 99 games are sometimes actually fun. They should have kept
They,
Mario
they are
35.
they are, but it's like I technically it's a new F-Zero game, but it's like you know what? I'm happy that Nintendo is at least acknowledging F-Zero. That's more than they've done in like the past 15 years.
This is
Cool.
extremely fair. Yeah, definitely. Then next up, and F-099 is out now. Next up, Wargroove 2. I'm not gonna lie. So I never heard of Wargroove 1,
Neither
but
did I.
the story and campaign editor sounds pretty freaking interesting.
Yeah, I think that was the main thing that caught me was the campaign editor because like I've got a little bit of a thing for game design. I like it,
Mm,
and any game that like allows you to like do your own campaigns or level creation, it always catches my eye. So
exactly.
definitely worth checking out. And also the gameplay reminded me a bit of Advance Wars, and I love Advance Wars.
Yeah. And that one is coming out October 5th. The second to last thing for the Nintendo Direct, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, the last DLC, Wave 6, is coming out this holiday, which includes
Hmm.
from Mario Kart Wii, the map Daisy Circuit. Then from Double Dash, we have Diddy Kong. And from Mario Kart Wii, we have Funky Kong. We also have Pauline from Mario Kart Tour and Peachette from Mario Kart Tour. Definitely interesting
Also,
picks. Lots of characters.
also, they re-added Diddy Kong and Funky Kong.
Yeah.
So those like
Yeah.
long
That's
time,
pretty good.
yeah, long time picks that people really wanted back in the game. Personally, I really like. I liked Pauline and Funky Kong's announcement the most there.
That's definitely fair. I think this is a good way to round out some of the character roster. Some people were kind of like, why Kamek? Why Wiggler?
Why not?
I mean, this is fair. This is very fair. Why two Metal Marios?
Yeah, actually, yeah, that's a yeah,
That
that's fair.
one. That one, damn it.
Yeah,
Yeah. Peachette's an interesting choice, is it not?
which one?
Is Peachette an interesting choice? I don't know if that's a good one.
So I think it's an interesting choice, but I laughed at that because I was like, well, the Bowsette memes are coming back. Then here
Right,
we go.
exactly. Exactly. Like, oh well. Every character has an et. Just wait until you see
Yeah,
Mario et, man. That's
yeah,
it's gonna be crazy.
yeah.
Luigi
Sitting there
et.
like sitting
Baby
there like
Luigi et.
Nintendo sitting there dancing on the eggshells, like, oh, here's Peachette. Like, oh, do you not remember what happened the last time you
Where
mentioned the Peach
Bowsette?
Crown?
Where Bowsette?
Yeah, do you not remember what happened the last time you mentioned that accursed crown?
Yeah. Anywho. And the last one. Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door. Coming out in 2024.
Absolutely nuked the aftermarket. So many people that have
Yeah,
the Thousand Year Door on GameCube and were sitting there scalping it or like selling it for the aftermarket price are melting right now
this
because
is
of
true.
that remake.
Yeah, there will always be a price to pay to play it on the original console.
Yes.
There just will be. But to anybody that was like, I really want to play this game, I have no way to play this game but original hardware. Nope.
Hmm. Oh yeah,
New
leave it to
release.
Nintendo to just absolutely just bomb the aftermarket with that. And I mean,
I'm good with it.
you know, yeah, no, I'm completely cool with it. Now, bring Mother 3 over.
This is fair. This is accurate. Next up, Sony State of Play. We're gonna go through maybe a little bit quicker. Um, so first game, Baby Steps looks a lot like the recent wave of Rage games with
Hmm.
only up.
It feels like something that should have come out during like the same eras like QWOP or
Yeah,
what was it? What was it?
Benefati getting over
Iron
it.
Toast or something or Iron
Oh
Bread or
yeah, yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah. I am
Yeah,
toast.
yeah, or Octodad.
Hmm.
Just around that time.
Well,
But
and I think even if it was developed around the time of like Benefati getting over it or Jump King,
hmm
Pogo Stuck, this could have fit into either of those categories fairly well because it does have that
hmm
feeling of a rage game that you lose progress and then you got to go again. Which where I feel like it's maybe a little bit closer to a Fadian game than like I Am Toast, Octodad, stuff like that.
yeah,
Quap.
yeah, it's games
It's
that are meant
Quap
to drive up.
meet. Yeah,
Yeah, it's games that are meant to drive up controller sales, so that because people are gonna be breaking them. But
because you gotta punt them, man. When you fall all the way down the mountain, you have to throw the controller out of the window. It
yep,
was the controller's fault. Damn it.
yep,
That's it. That's it.
absolutely.
uh, then the lady, uh, that was doing the direct. I did not write her name down for some reason. By the way, Baby Steps coming out summer of 2024. Said they wanted to be original, which I thought was a little bit funny, coming after the Baby Steps thing. Because again,
Yeah,
it's a little not original while being a little original.
yeah.
And then she mentions that Roblox is coming to PlayStation. So I just
Which,
thought it was very weird to say we want to be original, sandwiched between a game that already
yeah,
exists and a game that looks like a lot of other
yeah, and fair enough. Yeah, Roblox coming to PlayStation is a pretty big deal considering
games.
that for the longest time it was essentially an Xbox console exclusive outside of
True.
PC.
This is very true.
But at the same time, it's like, man, you are. you're late to the party.
Far behind. Far behind. I played Roblox when I was a literal child. When it was
Hmm.
browser-based game, they would boot the game straight from the browser. You didn't even have like the whole it boots up a whole nother application on your computer thing. There were games where you'd like roll a ball around a track and crap. Like those were the
Hmm.
days, man. And
Yeah,
then
they were.
obviously,
Well,
mhm.
to be fair, have you played Roblox recently?
I played it. I want to say like 4 or 5 years ago because I was like, this looks a
Man,
lot different.
man, it's even more different now. I mean, for one, the market is just NFTs at this point.
Oh God.
For the yeah, it's basically what it is at this point. Like Robux is basically just a cryptocurrency. Um,
Really?
and people like there are many studios that are like just straight up making games. Like there are like Warzone clones in this thing. It's
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah, that's I don't know. Roblox has always been a. Obviously, the limit is whatever the limit is, and every day they're gonna find a new one. We'll see how far it goes. It's difficult to know, honestly. Next up, Ghostbusters VR: Rise of the Ghost Lord, October 26th. I think it looks fairly good.
It does look. I think it does look good.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll play it, but I've got enough VR games to keep me tied down for a while.
that's very fair. And another VR game, Resident Evil 4 VR mode, coming out this winter. Um, you must have the Resident Evil 4 base game in order to play it, but
Mm-hmm.
coming out this winter. Very interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna pass. I've already got that game in VR on my Oculus. I'm good.
Yeah, I would not play a game like that in VR. I just wouldn't. I I'm already not a horror game fan or something in that genre, so I'm good. Then the Resident Evil Separate Ways DLC is coming out September 21st.
It's already out today.
True! The 21st night of September. Wow. Sick. Yeah, it's out. Yeah, out. Great.
Yep. Just came out. Well, now yesterday.
Yeah. Woo, after midnight. Uh Next up, Avatar Frontiers of Pandora. I'm not going to lie. So, with the Sony State of Play, I started writing down like what I thought something was going to be before they actually put anything on screen that I was like, "Oh yeah, I can definitely tell what this is now." It looked like it could just be a new Ark game for like the
It
first
did.
30 seconds.
It certainly did. And I'm gonna be honest. I like the Avatar movies. I like them, but like I'm not hyped for this at all.
Yeah, no.
Personally, when it comes to Avatar games, they're releasing an Avatar Last Airbender game coming out soon. I'm about to play that.
Yeah, that sounds like a much better Avatar game for our generation of people.
Yeah.
Realistically. But if this Avatar, the blue people, is your thing, you can get it on December 7th. Or that's when it's coming out. Next game, one that you were interested in, Ghost Runner 2, coming out October 26th.
Yes.
It looked
Yes. I
interesting.
love I love the very fast-paced parkour first-person kind of games. I think it's because I just yearn for a new Mirror's Edge game, but I know we're never gonna get it.
This is
But
fair.
yeah, but Ghost Runner is fantastic. You want to feel like a hardcore cyborg ninja, you get Ghost Runner. If you want to
That's
feel even
fair.
more like that, you get Ghost Runner too.
All right. Hell yeah. The next thing they had to announce are three quote new consoles: a red, blue, and silver PS5, which looked pretty good. I won't lie, they looked pretty good.
Yeah,
A little
yeah,
weird to just throw
they
that
look
in there, but
they look nice. You can, I mean, it's just gonna be mainly like plates that you can buy off of Sony's website, which cool. You know,
you don't you
I
don't think they'll have
probably
pre-installed versions?
I think they will, but I'm just gonna get the plates. If I'll get the purple plates.
Let's get the Toys R Us exclusive back. Let's only put one of these in that
Right,
store. Yeah.
right.
Engrave Just
Yeah, put a
the
little like
name.
R on the side.
Yeah, Toys R Us. Next up, Helldivers 2. It's a team-based combat strategy shooter. I thought it looks pretty interesting. Apparently it's a bit like Destiny.
It reminded me a lot of Destiny, and personally, Destiny 2 is still releasing content, so I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
just stick with that.
Okay,
Maybe I'll try out that game, but
that's
I'm
fair.
gonna stick with Destiny 2.
I think at this point, for somebody who hasn't played Destiny 2 yet, I'm not going to get into Destiny 2. There's
That's
probably
fair.
no hope for me. Uh,
I
but
don't know. Yeah.
it just feels like there's a lot there. That game's been out for what, a decade?
Uh, well, I mean, if you're counting Destiny 1 and Destiny 2, sure, but Destiny 2's been out for like maybe half that.
Only 5 years?
They, yeah, I believe so. There's been a good amount of content and everything, but it's you know it's easy to catch up. I started playing it, like actually playing it, maybe like a year ago. I'm already caught up.
Okay,
So
interesting.
yeah, no, it's pretty good. I mean, it's MMO Borderlands, but Helldivers kind of feels like it's taking some notes from that, so it seems interesting. But
Yeah. And if
uh,
it interests you guys, February 8th, 2023 is when that is coming out. I'm going to skip Spider-Man 2 for now. I'm going to skip Spider-Man 2. We are coming back to Spider-Man 2. I have gripes. I have complaints. I've bought the PS5. Uh, next thing, Tales of Arise, Beyond the Dawn, November 9th.
very surprised and happy to see that Tales of game is getting DLC.
Yeah, it it looked interesting. It looked intriguing. Probably not something I'd pick up, but it is there. If you would like to, again, November 9th. Next up, Honkai Star Rail, which I did not realize wasn't on the PlayStation. It's coming to PlayStation
Yeah,
October 11th of 23.
it was honestly a matter of time before they put that on consoles because it's got its Persona style
Right.
combat and everything. So it was only a matter of time, to be honest. I'm
Right.
just surprised that they haven't tried to release either that or Genshin Impact on the Switch. But
This is fair. This is fair. Then next up, another Square Enix game, Foam Stars, open beta party for 3 days from September 29th to October the 1st. Full game coming out early 2024. This, I know you talked a little bit about it before. I don't understand Square Enix delving into random ass games rather than going
it's
to their cash cows.
I'm all for companies trying new things. But one, this is a Splatoon clone. Two,
True.
every time Square Enix tries to do something that's not like an action game or an RPG game or an action game with RPG elements, you get Balan Wonderworld, and it sucks. But so I don't have a lot of confidence in this game.
This is very fair. And a 3 day beta is weird. A 3 day beta is kind of weird.
Yeah, it's weird. I'm hoping. I do want to see how this game does. I want to see what reviews are like for it, which I'm hoping that Square allows reviewers to make content on that because they've had a history with certain titles where they just straight up did like blocked reviewers from doing their reviews on it because they wanted people to buy the game even though it sucked. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
It's yeah. A 3 day beta. I feel like somebody could get to October 2nd and then get to October 20th and then be like, "Oh shit, there was a beta for a game that like
Hmm.
I intended on looking at, but it was only 3 days long, so of course I didn't catch it." Like
Yeah, it was
3 day
three
beta
days
is
long, and
terrible.
it was for yeah, it was a 3 days long, and it was for a game that like
It looks
you know
okay.
It's for a game. It's for a game that looks like a slightly grittier reimagining of a game that already exists and has 3 installments.
Right,
So
exactly. So it's I don't know. It not a whole lot of faith, but something we do have faith in. Another Square Enix title, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Cloud plus Sephiroth
finally,
fighting together.
finally getting a release date, and I don't know if
Right.
you've seen the footage on Twitter of all the people that have been playing the demo at Tokyo Game Show.
No.
Nuts,
Okay.
nuts.
Okay. That I mean, it would be very cool to play demos like that and get game experience at events like that. Of course, they do not come to Indiana very often, but game people, we hold a lot of conventions every year. We do. So like, hit us up. Hit us up with like a game convention, please.
I, I
E3,
know. I mean,
E3.
even for like Michigan peeps, man, you want to head to Youmacon or something, man, like Comic Con, like just maybe bring Final Fantasy on over here, man.
Right.
I just want to play it.
Yeah. So that game will be coming out February 29th, 2024 on 2 discs, and that is what
And
that
yeah,
is.
pushing the system to its absolute limits
It definitely
already.
seems like it.
Jeez.
Yeah, definitely seems like it. Now, for Spider-Man 2 conversation, I have to go grab something really quick. So
Hmm.
I will be right back.
Hmm.
All right, I am on my way back. So, to preface this part just a little bit, I have somewhat recently, when the Spider-Man 1 remastered on PC, Steam, came out, got it. Miles Morales came out, got it. Played them, enjoy them greatly. Very good games, very high fidelity games. Love them a lot. So, obviously, love to hear news about new Spider-Man games. Absolutely love it. Back when the first Spider-Man game was coming out on PS4, my huge gripe was, why is a character like Spider-Man only being put on PS fucking 4? Hated it. Xbox gamer since PS2. Went to Xbox 360, then Xbox One, Xbox One X. Haven't gotten the newest gen, but still, in general, I have played Xbox quite a bit. And my gripe has always been, why are you making one of the biggest superhero properties in the world exclusive? And they've gone and fucking done it again.
Yeah, 3 words for you.
Money.
Sony owns him.
This is true. Sony does own him. But they could make so much more fucking money pimping that bitch out.
However, in their minds, why make that kind of money when you can just have all the money for yourself?
And this is
They,
fair.
they know they know that Spider-Man sells systems.
They
I
do.
I work at GameStop, man. They just sent us like a few of the Spider-Man PS5s. That alone
Do,
sells
do you see
systems.
the
People
stream right now?
buy. So people buy PS5s just for
Yes.
Spider-Man. It works. It works.
Oh yeah, it 100% works.
Yeah.
It 100% works for all video
Yeah.
watchers, for all people who are not audio listeners. This is the new Spider-Man 2 PS5. I just got it
Yep.
recently.
Yep.
This is the
People.
backside of it, all black, sleek as
Yeah.
fuck. This thing looks fantastic. I will only use this for Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah, and I know people that went and bought, like, because they released the controller separately. People went and bought the controller just because it's Spider-Man, not because they like the design of the controller, because it is Spider-Man. Spider-Man
Yeah.
has such a cult following, and arguably even more so than Spider-Man, Venom has a cult following.
This is true.
Sony owns both of those. They own Carnage, they own Spider-Man, they own
Yep.
Green Goblin, they own Harry Osborn, they own the majority of this dude's rogues gallery. They know how much numbers that can pull in. So
100%.
if they know that, if they know that they can capitalize on that, oh, they're gonna keep that for themselves.
And this is
They
very
ain't gonna
fair.
share that.
And for me, okay, again, loved Remake 1. I'm playing through Miles Morales right now on PC. It took 4 years for them to remaster the first game, and 2 years for them to remaster the second game. I don't want to wait 2 years for this bitch. I
Mm-hmm.
don't. I want to be able to play it. I want to be able to enjoy it. If I knew it was coming out December 4th on PC,
That's
I
the
might wait.
problem. That's the problem with like exclusivity
Mm-hmm.
deals.
Mm-hmm.
Is like a lot of games that people would love to play. You know, they're either exclusively on a system or on a store, or they're a timed exclusive. Kingdom
Right.
Hearts games on PC.
Mm-hmm.
I did not want to buy them on Epic Games. I didn't want to have to
That's
open
fair.
up a whole nother launcher just so I could play those
This is
games.
fair.
But I caved. I caved because that's my favorite series of all time. When
Right.
it comes to Last of Us, I wanted to play those games. I did not want to wait for them to eventually port it to PC if they would. So I
Right.
went and got a PlayStation. Same with Bloodborne. That is a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah.
And Final Fantasy 16, I have
Mm-hmm.
to wait 2 years so I can play that on PC.
Yep.
So it's
It's the unfortunate sting, uh, and
yeah.
and when you don't know when that is coming out, it makes you go, man, I don't want to fucking miss this. I don't
Well,
want to
it's
miss
the
the
same
hype.
thing. Yeah, it happens with exclusives where like because you don't know if it's going to be released anywhere else or it seems like it's
Mm-hmm.
only going to be released there. You buy it that platform just so you
Right.
can play it there, even though
100%.
eventually it probably will end up coming to other platforms.
Right.
But um, and they do the same thing with like even just like on non-exclusive games, like for example Hades. They
Right.
released that digitally. I was like, okay, I'll buy it digitally, even though I prefer physical media. I'll just do it digitally.
Right.
A month
Exactly.
after I bought it digitally, made the physical version. I was
Yeah. Yeah. Shit like that always is.
like,
Eh, big yikes. Big yikes.
mm-hmm.
For sure. It's yeah. I greatly disliked the exclusivity of Spider-Man when it was coming out originally, PS4. I still greatly dislike it. I will deal with it. I have already bought the PS5. I am in possession of the PS5. It will not be hooked up until I come back from my trip and I can open up the collector's edition of the game. I Too much money is going in to only play one game. But it is what it is. I want Spider-Man 2, and that's just what I want. That's
Mm-hmm.
just what I want. So I'm getting what I want. But yeah. So almost 2 times larger of a map. Web wings to traverse the city. You can switch between the characters seamlessly, nearly, at any time. You can fast travel seamlessly. Venom is there. People are debating whether or not he's playable because they've seen playable player icons for Peter Parker and Miles Morales, and they also found one in the game files that is a very similarly styled Venom logo. So people are debating the potential to play as Venom, though I probably personally hold doubts. 65 suits. All of them, it appears, have 4 color variants, which arise to over 200 styles, which is insane. I think one of the best things of these games is unlocking suits that look fucking sick and then playing from there. It's just absolutely fantastic. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so this game is coming out October 20th. You look like you had something.
Also, side note for anybody who's concerned about it, Uncle Aaron will continue to make beats in Spider-Man 2, apparently, as confirmed by Insomniac.
Wow, fair enough, fair enough.
So,
Yeah. And yeah, I'm excited. At some point here in the next couple of weeks, we will likely discuss which we will believe will perform better on October 20th, whether it be Nintendo's Super Mario Bros. Wonder or if it's going to be Sony's Spider-Man 2. I think it's a real toss-up, but we'll see.
Yeah,
It's Nintendo versus
yeah,
Sony.
yeah. It depends really,
It
because
does.
I'm gonna be honest. I've seen the numbers, at least at my stores.
Oh,
My
true. You have
store in
insider knowledge.
and Wonder is kind of winning by a landslide, man.
Really?
Yeah,
Damn. That's okay. I won't lie. I'm maybe a little bit surprised that it's a landslide. Even more so surprised that if it was a landslide, it's in the way of Wonder.
that's what I'm saying.
Do you
I'm
think it's because of the
surprised.
price difference?
It might be because of the price difference, but it also might just be because of, in terms of the gaming world, how
This is
familiar
fair.
Mario is compared to Spider-Man.
This is
But
fair.
it still takes me by surprise, because our Nintendo rep came in and he's like, "Hey, here's your numbers for Wonder." I was like, "That can't be right. That's more than
That's a little
Spider-Man." He's
high,
like,
don't you
"Yeah,
think?
yeah, yeah." I was like, "That's more than Spider-Man," and he was like, "Oh, yeah, it is." I was like, "What?"
Your Nintendo rep's like, no shit, Sherlock. We fucking know. We're locked in. We're ah. That's ours.
Yes,
That's us.
right, right.
I mean, fair enough. You know, game's game. Game's game. And the game is the game. If Wonder does better, fair enough. I do think more people would pre-order Wonder than would I don't know. Than would pre-order Spider-Man?
I feel like because Spider-Man is such an established, like, good game
Right, especially now.
that, yeah, that, like, it should have been in the way of Spider-Man. Because Wonder is a coin toss of whether or not it's like the other new Super Mario games,
Right.
or
I think the
if
difference
it's
in
even
art
going to really
style,
be
play
good.
style has made people hopeful though.
Yes, it has, and
The fact it doesn't
I
look
don't
like
know.
NSMB is really great.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like I have both pre-ordered, but like
Yeah,
I,
yeah, that's very fair. Do you think so if Wonder's winning in pre-order, does Spider-Man 2 win on day of sales?
I think Spider-Man is going to be the one to sell out day of,
Then we will
because
see which one
if,
wins.
because the thing is, what I've seen, especially with Mortal Kombat 1, is that people just don't pre-order. They just come in and they just buy the game day of.
This is very fair.
So,
And those people are
yeah,
dumb.
they are dumb because
Are
they
are
expect
there
the game to be
any Mario Bros Wonder pre-order exclusives? Is there anything that's coming with the game or is it just the game? Are you
you
allowed to
know,
talk about this?
I'm not actually. I'm actually not.
Oh, we'll cut the camera if you wanted to say a few words.
I'll, well, the thing is, I
Is
don't
it
even
as
fully know.
cool? Is it as
I don't.
cool as the Tears of the Kingdom wooden plaque thing?
I don't even know.
Oh,
Like
he don't even know.
yeah.
If you
But
find out, tell me that way I can pre-order Wonder.
I mean, if I find out, I'll tell you. Yeah.
Okay.
But they I don't know. I don't know.
A lot of companies like to announce their pre-order exclusives. I feel like
all
TOTK didn't really.
all I can possibly say is there's something.
There's something! Yo! Pre-order Wonder now! Make Nintendo even bigger. Bigger number.
Right, right.
Goodness. Alright. So, that's everything for the Sony I'm spending $1,000 on your fucking game. Please stop making it exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
State of play. And now to the final topic of conversation. A very, very somber note for the indie game dev community and honestly, even some, I mean, obviously larger corporations, even though they're not as affected by this. It's obviously still a bill for them. Unity is screwing indie game devs.
And they keep going back and forth on this policy too.
They are.
It's so
Yeah.
such a mess.
So in short, for the people out there who have, for some reason, while listening to a video game podcast, have gotten this far in and don't know about the Unity situation, basically, Unity, a little over a week ago, put out some policy changes for how they will be applying fees to game devs, and the fact that they will be applying fees to game devs that aren't just membership based on per install. One game dev, very popular YouTube game dev, Danny Dev, who is working on Carlson and holy shit, Crab Game was another one that went viral for a time, and there's a couple in that sphere. He went back and retroactively looked at his plan. Now, obviously, they're not applying any fees retroactively, so don't attack Unity. They're not applying this fee to him, but based on his plan, which is the most expensive per install plan, by the way, because he did it individually based, because obviously, as an indie dev, he can't bank on the fact of paying a huge fee up front, just because he doesn't expect a huge amount of installs, but he got them anyway, which had a 20 cent per install fee, which he calculated to, I don't know, $3 to $5 million in fees had this been applied before those games came out. And he is an indie dev. An indie dev having to pay millions of dollars in fees to have their game out there on the open market is fucking crazy.
Well, so the other crazy part, because me and one of my friends, because I got a friend who's going into game design, and I'm minoring in game design.
Yeah.
So we were looking at these things, and it seems to be that like even if it's a free to play game, it still applies.
Right,
So
which
you
is
could be making
gross.
absolutely no money, and you're $2,000 deep now.
Right. It's it's really bad. I think even if it were to be like per install on a free to play with a store that's a little predatory, that would still be bad.
Well, yeah,
Because at
yeah,
least
like
that app is making money, but it
right,
still
right.
is. It's a bad fee. And when they also first came out with the policy changes, they were like, "Hey," people were asking, "What if people reinstall the game? What if there are multiple installs?" And they were like, "You get charged for every install, period." And then everyone was
Hmm.
like,
And
"So if I get a
so
group of
that's
10,000 people together and we just decide to bankrupt a major game corporation, we can do that?" And then they were
yeah,
like, "Oh, nope, just one install."
but you can, but like
Yeah.
so like Unity has essentially killed itself with this.
Yeah, this is
Um,
terrible for you.
and what's messed up. I mean, one, people are switching over to Unreal
Yep,
because their royalty fees are a lot more understandable.
100%.
But um, also, like I think the same week that this
Mm-hmm.
news came out, Humble Bundle
Mm.
uh, did a bundle with uh, of courses to
Mm-hmm.
teach this kind of newer, more indie dev friendly engine that has no royalty fees,
Oh,
called Godot. Now,
yeah.
for any indie devs out there, download this engine right now. I'm currently learning it. It is such a nice engine, and you don't have to worry about any of the problems with Unity and all that.
Yep.
Humble Bundle, as it like I'm pretty sure it was in response to what happened with Unity. They
Probably.
released a bundle where you get like over 300, or you get like $3,000 worth of courses for like $30, and it teaches you everything you need to know about the engine.
That that's
So
definitely a great thing to any current Unity devs, to anybody looking to get into dev work, anything like that.
yep,
Godot,
yep, because they did
100%.
that, and then they also put up a bundle for royalty-free sound effects and music to use in your projects. So like
They're
just like
single-handedly
like
refueling the indie market.
yeah, yeah. So in combination of Unity's horrible wishy-washy like policy that they were trying to instate here,
Yep.
in combination of with Humble Bundle just responding with this
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
with a new engine, like no, I mean
It's
Unity is
very gross.
essentially dead at this point.
Yeah.
unless
Unity
they
is gonna have to way backstep.
unless they completely and totally just rescind their statement and say, okay, no, we're not doing that at all.
Yeah,
Like
it's gonna be
they're
rough for
kind of
them.
dead. They're kind of dead.
Yeah. So obviously, I mean, a ton of major games have been put on Unity. A lot of game devs are talking about trying to remake their games in other
Yeah,
platforms, trying to port over as much as they can. I know the porting over process is obviously extremely difficult.
which
In a lot of cases, can't happen. But
well, but it's also gonna suck because so Unity is such a influential engine. There's so
mhm.
many games that run on it,
Yep,
but also the Switch has a good amount of trouble running Unreal Engine.
this is
So
true.
unless we get that rumored Switch 2,
Yep,
that is essentially killing the market for ports for the Switch
yeah,
because like Unity was an engine that works really well on the system,
yep,
and for you to go and essentially kill it like this, like that's damaging Nintendo as well now.
yeah. It's really bad. But I mean, it is what it is. Unity will figure it out at the end of the day. They will still hold some developers, I'm sure, but probably
I'm
only
I'm
the big
sure.
ones.
Yeah, probably only ones that can actually afford it.
Right. Huge game companies, these fees aren't anything huge. Actually, for a lot of big game companies, all they'll say is, okay, our game costs $5 more
Yeah,
now.
yeah. I mean, they'll just raise the price and like the
Not good for the indie market. Not good for any market, honestly. The gaming market in
it it,
general.
it, it isn't. It sucks that like now it's not just film, but with game dev now, it's
Mm-hmm.
becoming a if you don't have the money, you shouldn't be doing it. It's like, well, no, it should be a medium that's open to anybody who has the talent or the passion to go
Right.
do it.
Especially
But
with the way that the last decade has played out. Because the last decade, I mean, the biggest games have been indie. Like, all of them.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Look at Undertale, Deltarune,
Fuck,
um,
Minecraft. 12 years
yep,
ago?
Minecraft, Shovel Knight,
Right.
um,
Everything good. Everything that has defined years in gaming, for the most part, in the past, like, decade and a half, has been indie. Like, ever since
I would
2010.
say I would say yes. All the genre defining games have been indie. Hades, I'm pretty sure, was an indie game,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that was nearly game of the year.
Right, exactly.
So
And I really do think probably a lot of that whole, you know, I'm a dude who can make some game. Let me make some game. Really came from Minecraft, which is great. It is fantastic that that game kind of paved the way for people looking at indie games and being like, dude, this could be something good. We don't need to just make Mario ROM hacks. We can make our own fucking puzzle platformer and pump that bitch out.
hmm
But this overall could lead to a lot of increases in game prices, which obviously already Tears of the Kingdom, Spider-Man 2, they're wanting to
right.
go up to
Games
70.
games are already $70 now. Granted, all the Unreal Engine games are probably not going to have to worry about that, but in all
That's fair.
honesty, considering the trend here, you're probably going to see them increase the price anyways. The second that they see all the
Hmm.
Unity games, which is like already a vast amount of the market,
Right.
go up in value, they're going to be like, oh, well, we'll just increase our games value too.
Right, exactly. Even if it's not a direct jump to 70, I could see all releases being at $65 within the
hmm
next 5 years. Easily. Because we already have two major AAA games this year that paved it for 70. So, if not more, I can't think of
Right.
more, but
It's just going to make gaming a much harder hobby for people to get into.
right, exactly. And I understand inflation hits every market, but to be completely fair, you don't need $60 or $70 for a game. And I
Right.
think
You
the
don't
indie
need
game
60 or
market
70.
proves that.
Well, yeah, and especially for digital versions of games, because
Yeah,
but that's
that's
a whole other discussion. That's
oof. Don't get me on Ubisoft trying to fucking delete people's accounts. Ooh,
yeah.
ooh, ooh. Deleting accounts
Yeah.
after inactivity is fucking atrocious, and they should totally be taken to court. That is insane. It will definitely push consumer protection laws. It just fucking sucks that we have to live with it in the interim. But
Mm-hmm.
tis what it is, I guess. But yeah, it's just atrociously bad to have shit like that. But it'll get sorted out, we hope.
We'll
see.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe we'll see.
Yep. But, anyways, that is pretty much everything that we have to cover for episode 1 of the MetaGame podcast, the podcast for gamers by gamers. If you enjoyed, I don't know how this works on YouTube. There's a whole podcast section. I don't know how the fuck this works. If you can subscribe to a podcast, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, I don't fucking know. Show support in whatever way you would like to show support, especially if you made it to this point in the podcast. God damn. Hopefully that means that you enjoyed it. Hoping that these will come out either weekly or bi-weekly, but they will also be announced on streams when they're coming out and YouTube videos when they are coming out as well. Kosa, thank you very much for being here for the inaugural episode. Was a pleasure.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Was absolutely fantastic. And everyone, we will see you next time.